positions, Lord. I know that they have a big responsibility. I know that they make important decisions, Father. And Lord, I just pray in the name of Jesus that you would guide them. I pray that you would bless them. I pray that you would remind them of just how much they are appreciated by myself and by their community. In Jesus' name, we praise you and love you. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. Nancy, would you do roll call tonight?
Sure. Acree. Bivens.
Here.
Book.
Here.
Dallas.
Here.
Freel.
Here.
Gascoigne.
I think he's muted, so he's here.
Hudson.
Present.
Huss.
Here.
Kitson.
Present.
Copine.
Here.
Naylor. Present. Pearson.
Present.
Rod.
Present.
Sheline.
Here.
Scrogstad.
Here.
White. Wilson.
Here.
Zeman.
Here.
And Olson.
Present. Thank you. Under announcements, I got please mute or turn your cell phones off so they don't interrupt the meeting tonight. Also, we want to acknowledge Matthew Fry for 25 years of service at the Lee County Sheriff Department. Sheriff, you got anything you want to say about that, or?
He's a humble guy. He didn't want to come, so.
All right, totally understand. All right. We'll move on as the approval of board minutes from January 23, 2025, the regular county board member meeting. Is there any changes or corrections to the January minutes? No changes or corrections. We're going to let the minutes stand as presented. Now we're going to go down. We got a resolution to appoint of Christopher Norberg to fill a vacancy in County Board District 1. Is there a motion to approve this resolution? Mr. Schrogstad moves. Mr. Copine seconds it. Any discussion? None discussion. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. At this time, Clerk Peterson will give the oath of office to Mr. Norberg.
Liar.
You got a haircut for tonight. Yeah.
You will repeat after me, please. I, Christopher Norberg,
I, Christopher Norberg,
have been appointed
have been appointed
to the office of County Board
to the office of County Board
in the First District
District
of Lee County,
of Lee County,
in the County of
in
Lee,
the County of Lee,
State of Illinois,
State of Illinois,
do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
for the Constitution of the United States
Oh, raise your right hand, please. And the Constitution of the State of
and
Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois.
and that I will faithfully discharge
I'll faithfully discharge
the duties
the duties
of the office
of the office
of Lee County Board District 1.
of Lee County Board District 1.
Congratulations. Welcome aboard. May I have your signature, please?
Thank you, Nancy. We'll move along. Monthly resolutions. I have no Joseph Meyer resolutions this month. Zoning and planning, there's a monthly report that's included in your packet. It's just a report on what's been happening in zoning and planning, an overview of their office. We'll go down to petitions. I have one petition going to Zoning Board of Appeals. It's petition number 25-P-1638, Craig A. and Christine Kessel as owners of certain real property identified as Pen 02-15-19-200-004. It's commonly known as 859 Morgan Road, Amboy, Illinois, Amboy Township, Lee County, Illinois. Filed a petition for a special use with the Lee County Zoning Office requesting a special use permit for the purpose of auto repair minor as defined in Lee County Code. This parcel is currently zoned Ag 1 Rural Agriculture District. We're moving this petition to the Zoning Board of Appeals. Is there a motion to move this? Mr. Kitson moves. Ms. Nancy seconds it. Any discussion? If none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Opposed? Motion carried. We'll go down to petition C. There's a petition, one petition going to the Planning Commission. Petition 25-PC-78 by the Lee County Zoning Administrator was filed in which petitioner seeks to amend the text of Title 10 zoning regulations of the Lee County Code of Ordinances to replace Zoning Board of Appeals and Zoning Officer and to create standards for amending the special use permit that have been previously approved by Lee County Board. This is the hearing officer that we've been talking about. We're going to send that to the Planning Commission. Is there a motion to move this petition 25-PC-78 to the Planning Commission? Looking down, Mr. Covine moves, Mr. Krogstad seconds it. Any discussion? Everybody understands what we're doing here? No discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Yep. Yep. Motion carried. We'll go down to D. There's 4 petitions coming from Zoning Board of Appeals. We'll start out with petition number 1, petition 24-P-1632. Petition by Jeffrey A. Lewis as owner of certain real property identified as PIN 07-02-17-252-015, commonly known as 763 Forest Park Drive, Dixon, Illinois, located on the east side of Forest Park Drive, approximately 470 feet east of Marine Drive in Dixon Township, Lee County, Illinois, which is zoned R2, Single Family Residential District. Filed a petition for a variance with Lee County Zoning Office requesting it to be granted a variance from Title 10, Chapter 9, Section 3, bulk regulations, specifically side rear yard setback, for the purpose of adding on to an existing accessory building due to exceptional topographical conditions. The parcel is 0.92 acres in size. Is there a motion to approve this petition? We need to get it on the floor. Is there a motion to approve this petition? I'm going to ask the third time, is there a motion to approve this petition? If none, the petition dies for lack of motion. We'll move on. Go to number 2, petition number 24-P-1635 by Jake Kastner as owner of certain real properties identified as PINs number 0702-34-300-022, 0702-34-300-017, and 0702-34-300-035, and 0702-34-300-018. It's located on the south side of Stony Point Road in Dixon Township, Dixon, Illinois. Filed a petition for a map amendment with Lee County Zoning Office requesting to amend the zoning map from R2 Single Family Residential District to Ag 1 Rural Agriculture District for the purpose of raising and keeping personal chickens and forestry. Is there a motion to approve petition 24-P-1635? Mr. Friel moves, Mr. Krogstad seconds it. Any discussion on this petition? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now we'll go down to number 3, petition number 25-P-1636 by Kevin J. and Shelley Rod as owner of certain real property identified as PIN number 05-1705-100-007, commonly known as 2506 Shaw Road, West Brooklyn Township, West Brooklyn, Illinois, and Brooklyn Township, Lee County, Illinois, has filed a petition for special use for the Lee County Zoning Office requesting a special use permit for the purpose of farm product processing, packaging, and distribution, like a farmer's market. The parcel is currently zoned Ag 1 Rural Agriculture District and is 4.15 acres in size. Is there a petition to approve this 24-P-1636? Nancy moves. Mr. Friel seconds it. Any discussion on this petition? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Last one, number 4, petition number 25-P-1637 by Kevin J. and Shelley Rod as owner of the certain real property identified as Pen 05-17-05-100-007. It's commonly known as 2506 Shaw Road, West Brooklyn, Illinois, in Brooklyn Township, Lee County, Illinois. They filed a petition for special use with Lee County Zoning Office requesting a special use permit for the purpose of construction and farm equipment, machinery, sales, and services. This parcel is currently zoned Ag 1, Rural Ag District, and is 4.15 acres in size. Is there a motion to approve the resolution for petition 24-P-1637? Mr. Friel moves, and Mr. Pearson seconds it. Is there any discussion? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. There's one petition coming from the Planning Commission. It's petition number 25-PC-77 by Lee County Engineer. It was filed in which petitioner seeks to amend the text of the Title 11 Subdivision Flood Control and Stormwater Management, Chapter 4, Stormwater Management of Lee County, Illinois Code of Ordinances. Is there a motion to hold over this petition 25-PC-77 with approved changes to Lee County Code of Ordinances until March County Board meeting? So this is an ordinance, so we got to hold it over. Mr. Wilson moves and Mr. Kitson seconds it. Any discussion? Everybody understand what we're doing here? All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. Motion carries. So now we'll go to administrator monthly update and board member comments. Jeremy, is there anything you want to share? The board?
Yeah, just quickly, quick update on our BEAD process and our broadband breakthrough project that we've been working on for the better part of over almost a year now. Right now, we're working with 4 internet service providers, which we have provided letters of support from the county in their BEAD application process. Again, this is for them to try to capture some funding, which the state of Illinois has $2 billion in broadband infrastructure. And we're pretty excited about the possibilities of being a good target for that funding throughout their process. So I'll keep you in the loop as we learn more. They should be submitting applications here in the coming days. So as I learn more, I'll keep you all in the loop, but good things to come. Also, we have partnered with Illinois Extension for the 4-H Hometown Leaders Program. We're going to be doing a 4-day program over a month period of time. So it's going to be April 10th, April 17th, April 24th, and May 1st, where we're going to have young leader individuals that are going to be coming to our county to learn what local county government is. They're going to sit in on committee week. They're going to also sit in on our board meeting, and then go through different departments and talk to our department heads about what the different aspects of county government is and what our community and county services look like. So it's a great opportunity to try to keep young folks engaged in what we do, and hopefully have them want to come back and be a part of that as they continue to be a part of our community in the future. So that's all I have.
Thanks, Jeremy. Any board members at this time want to make a comment? If none, we'll move to public comments. Items on the agenda, we get 10 minutes, and items not on the agenda, we allow 5 minutes. I have Melanie Wilstead would like to talk to us about Harmon Village tornado siren. Melanie?
I'd like to thank everybody for their time. I was here and spoke with the Public Safety Committee for some financial help and guidance for the Village of Harmon about our tornado button. We were informed by the Amboy Fire Chief that they wanted us to pay them to have it automated so that they could send the alarm for a tornadic event and sound monthly tests right from their Amboy Fire Station as it's manned. We have since gotten much more information on the situation, and we are asking for the board's and the committee's help with some guidance and some other solutions to this very significant safety issue. We have since learned, since this other meeting, that this tornado button is actually outside under the water tower, attached to a wall in a locked box with only one person that has a key. Yeah, it's kind of scary. So we're going to need to make this an automated switch with the fire department in some way in doing with this. So we're going to be asking, please, if the Public Safety Committee could please put this on their next meeting and agenda, as there will be a lot more to be discussed about this. And we are also going to be following up with our township, the Lee County EMA, and Mr. Brad Fitz to also see what other resources, whether they be financial or whatever, and any other guidance that anybody may have. And we would also ask for any other assistance and guidance from our boards and committee members here, please. And thank you for your time.
The total cost would be $1,000?
Well, and that's part of the other thing we did find out. The cost to getting it automated will be $1,000. We did find out that although there's no actual maintenance costs, the contract that Amboy Fire has with Amboy, the city, that if something does happen and it breaks, the city actually pays to have it fixed. So right now, they actually have one of their boxes down. So the city has to pay for that because that's just in their contract. There's so many different ways we could work with this and get it figured out, I'm sure. So we just have to, all of us, townships and villages and whatever we have to do to sit down and figure out what options we even have. There's a gentleman that did put this all together for them that has some other options besides just this one, to where we could even still have it automated, but we still have to go out and push a button, say from the township building inside, but somebody still has to have a key to get in there. And if somebody's not there, how many keys do we have to have floating around the village for somebody to get in there? You know, it's, at least the fire station in Amboy's manned. So, but there's a lot of questions still that we have to ask. And
All right, well, I'll talk to the Public Safety Chair and see if we can get that on the committee and put it in perspective. I think Harmon gets about a little over $3,000 for tax levy, so this is a big ask for $1,000 of that. So we'll see what we can do and maybe get on a public safety.
thank you, sir.
Thank you. That's all I have for public comments. Now we'll go to county organizations, presentations and updates. We got Carla Belzer from U of I Extension Director to give her quarterly report and updates.
Right. Good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you, Mr. Chairman, county board members, for allowing me to come and give a quarterly report. You might notice in your packet, things look a little different. Rest assured, I'm not going to read every single piece of information in this packet. Just a little background. We went to this method of reporting in Whiteside County a few months ago. We found that it just gives a greater depth as to the work that we're doing in the county. It shares kind of the highlights of some of our recent initiatives and our programming successes. So it is a lot to read, but hopefully you feel well informed with what we're doing to the benefit of our county citizens. So this also gives us an opportunity to share with the public what we're doing. So we have plans to put these reports on our website as well. And I do apologize because I only come here once a quarter. It's kind of long. We do a lot in the period of 3 months. So I'm just going to hit the highlights tonight. The report doesn't necessarily contain specific data in terms of like percentage improvements or outcomes that we've received from different programs. We're exploring a different format for that type of impact reporting. when those larger programs have that data available. So that will be coming down the road. But I always like to start off with 4-H. We've been very active in the county. I'm thrilled that the Hometown Leaders program is getting a great start. To be transparent, this is has been a goal of mine for over a year now. And I just had to have the right people in place. Lee County will be the first county within our unit to undertake this. So thank you for being our test case. I will also share with the board, my long-term goal is I would love to see this be a regular program that we offer. Probably not every year because it also depends on youth involvement and youth interest, but definitely every other year so we can really set it as a trademark program that we offer and get youth excited about that opportunity. So my plug for that program is if you know youth that are interested, please encourage them to sign up. My staff has some really great ideas about some groups to target. At the top of our list is the CEO program that is held through Whiteside Area Career Center, but they have an East class that serves this area. So those are youth who are already kind of engaged and plugged into our community. So we think it would be a really great fit for them. But it is open to all high school youth. So we're really going to make some good effort in the next month or so to get the word out around the county that this opportunity exists. So you could help us in doing that. But as far as other 4-H programs, I'll just start with our community clubs. They're going strong here in Lee County. We have, I want to say, I have it on my back page note here. We have 18 different 4-H clubs that meet monthly here in the county. In the back of your packet, it lists all those clubs. Some of them are the traditional clubs that you'll find in Pawpaw and Maytown and all of those places. But we also have 6 special interest clubs. So those are community clubs that are a little bit different than the traditional 4-H club. They tend to focus around a special interest. That's why they're called a special interest club. So we're providing lots of opportunities for youth to get connected and learn skills that will help them throughout their life. And we could not do that work without our great volunteers in the county. So I just wanted to highlight that. Our 4-H clubs have also been hard at work the past couple of months. They hold their annual recognition event in November, which is always a great time to really honor their work over the course of the past year, to honor our volunteers over the course of the past year. Our Federation Club, which is a leadership club for older 4-Hers, they really focus on community service, and they provided an event at the fairgrounds. They also collected donations for local food pantries. So again, we're giving youth the opportunity to really grow into the citizens of tomorrow. So in terms of regular programming, we've been working with different facets to develop youth interest for future career paths. So just a few highlights of things that we've done in the last couple of months. We had a future designers workshop that we partnered with Sewer Equipment to hold that. And the whole purpose of that was to get kids excited about technology and 3D design. So they got to work on some real world applications and hopefully spark their interest in future careers. So great example of a great collaboration. Our Kids in the Kitchen program is going strong. They meet monthly kind of through the fall and winter months, working on culinary skills. So that's a life skill, but for some of these kids, that might even turn into a career path for them as they learn about food. And I think I've told this group before, my own son is in that club. And I will tell you, he is becoming quite the foodie. He doesn't want to make anything from a box. Everything has to be from scratch. So he has made cakes and cookies and muffins and brownies from scratch. And he is neurodiverse. So for him, this is a great opportunity to get some confidence in some things that he can really have mastery over. So it's really great to see our youth getting those opportunities to grow their skills. I also wanted to highlight too, we're really honored. We will be a site for the Northwest Illinois Regional Horse Bowl. Did you even know there was such a thing? Horse Bowl is kind of like a scholastic bowl, but for youth who have expert knowledge in equines, so horses. And this is a really great opportunity for our area to be showcased. So in March, we will host this event out at Sauk. They are gracious. They have great facilities for this youth. we are expecting youth from 21 counties to come to this area and, have lunch. Maybe some of them will spend the night because it's quite a distance away, and then they'll showcase their work. So we have a great group of volunteers working on that as well. So lots of great things going on there. I just wanted to highlight a few things happening in our horticulture program area. Kind of the slow season, it's winter, but we are planning for a lot of great things in the spring. We are working with a preschool here in Dixon where we do monthly preschool programming on fruits, vegetables, plants. So kids, even at that young age, can learn about agriculture and get excited about where their food comes from. We've done some great work in both Franklin and Ashton Grove, both at their library and their junior high, Franklin Center Junior High. We've done some gardening workshops, and, teens, getting them excited about anything is a challenge, but we did some herb gardening workshops with them, and that's a process or program we're looking to continue. We also had a session on cover crops in Amboy in November. This was a statewide pilot from some commercial ag educators in Illinois Extension. We were honored to be the pilot unit for that, and the session in November went over very well. Switching gears to our family life education, brain health is going strong, both at the Meadows and Franklin Grove and KSB. We've partnered with the Lee County Council on Aging to do some programming regarding help with understanding dementia and how caregivers can learn how to communicate better with individuals who experience dementia. So again, a great opportunity for the public to learn more about that. Oh, and finally, in terms of programming, we hosted an annual child care conference in November as well. So giving those early childhood educators some great opportunities for continuing education. So just to wrap up my report tonight, I wanted to highlight, I have hired 2 new staff members, one specifically serving Lee County. I'm super proud to announce that Kathy Book is our 4-H youth development educator. Kathy was a 4-H program coordinator in Lee County for many years, and she left a few years ago to explore other things, but came back. So that's always a good sign. She's now in an educator role. And the best part about having people come back, they're already up to speed, right? So she's hit the ground running with programming. Very excited to see what Kathy comes up with and plans for our unit, specifically in Lee County. Also wanted to highlight, I've mentioned Illinois Extension's needs assessment and strategic plan over the past year. We are now in the process of walking those steps out. So what this looks like is we will be undergoing our local needs assessment formally in the next couple months. This means we will be seeking input from our key informants about what are the needs and issues in our local counties and in Lee County. We use this information along with other data sources to identify what our program plans are and help us be strategic about what we address in our counties. So that's something I'm hoping that some of you will participate in that and serve as key informants. You can look from an email from me in the next couple of months as we get ready for those interviews. And then to close, I just want to say we do needs assessment all the time. Coming to county board meetings, different coalition meetings, just having our ear to the ground as to what's going on in the county and our public comment. I'm going to share my card real quick. So some of you may not know, we have quite a few extension staff in the state that focus on disaster preparation. In fact, one of my colleagues in Knox County assist Illinois IEMA with writing their state emergency plans. So we have some people that are connected and know their stuff. What is the great thing that Extension can offer in these meetings is, I may not have the specific answer tonight, but I can connect individuals with different needs. So as you were speaking, I'm like, oh, I need to give you my card. Please send me an email. I'm going to connect you with my colleague in Knox County because she may know of resources and grants that can help with that specific issue. And it is just such an honor to serve in that role. So keep in mind, as you encounter issues in the county, I might not have the specific answer here locally, but I have a statewide network of people who know stuff, who know lots of stuff, and lots of different stuff. So please always just think of us as a resource. So at the end of your packet, there's a bunch of information about things we have coming up. I was going to try to be more succinct tonight, but it's a challenge for me. So I'll entertain any questions that you have.
Any questions or comments for Carla? I guess not. Awesome presentation. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. I'll see you in a couple of months.
All right, thank you. Thank you. All right, we'll move on to reports. Reports and standing committees with Mr. Scruggs, County Services.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. County Services met February 11th. It was pretty much an uneventful meeting. All the reports, the county departments, the reports are in your packet, agenda packet, and it'll be available to the public probably next month. That's it.
Questions or comments for Jack? Thanks, Jack. We'll go to Public Safety and Court Services, Mr. Copine.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Public Safety met on the 11th. The department head reports are available through the packet. Two particular comments. The state's attorney commented on a case that was prosecuted that was a considerable challenge, but the results of the trial ended up with a 67-year sentence for the person being prosecuted. So I think that's worth mentioning. We had one other situation that was brought before us on public safety. It was a resolution regarding the opposition to Senate Bill 1192. And after a short discussion and a unanimous vote, it was approved to forward that to the executive committee for consideration for tonight's meeting. That's all I have at this time, unless you have some questions.
Any questions for Mike? Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Facilities and Maintenance, Mr. Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our committee met, everything's on the onboard. Some of the things we touched on, we're doing a LED lighting upgrade over in the new courts building. That's getting started currently, and we're also getting geared up to start the 4th floor judges' chambers and the hallways and what have you with all the carpeting and painting. We've got a lot of stuff scheduled, and we're just waiting for materials to come in to where we can start putting that stuff together. But other than that, that's all I've got.
Looks good what you did over there so far. Do we get a grant from ComEd for them lighting it all, or?
So, Jeremy, you want to speak to that?
Sure. So with the Allied project, we did get a rebate of a little over $17,000. That's still going to be coming in for the energy savings with that project. And currently, facilities and maintenance is, Director Eric is looking at other energy savings projects within the current facility over there. We have been looking at different opportunities and trying to see what program is going to be best for us, whether we go with a third-party service and contract that out or do it in-house and go through ComEd directly. So we're in the process of looking at that right now and should have some better numbers at the next committee meeting.
And I think the monthly savings that we're looking at are around $1,900 a month as far as electrical bill goes once this gets completed.
Wow.
So,
Any questions or comments for Mr. Wilson? Thanks, Tom.
yep.
We'll go to claims, Mr. Zeman.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. We met twice, January 22nd, 9 a.m. We went through 43 claims. We forwarded all 43 to the county board. The other meeting, the minutes are in your packet, by the way. February 5th, we went through 50 claims. We rejected 3 of them for ongoing problems, but we fixed all 3 of them at yesterday's meeting. But we're gonna change how we do those utility bills.
All right.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, but that's my report.
Any questions for Mike? Thanks, Mike. Finance, Mr. Sheeline.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Finance Committee met last Thursday. The information is in your packet. We do not have any thing coming up later on for new business from the Finance Committee. One thing that we'll talk about briefly, and everybody got this piece of paper. I guess I thank you, Bob. Did you come up with that? Appreciate that.
I can't take, Paul brought that up for us, so I had put
Oh,
everybody a
great.
copy, so.
Right. Well, I appreciate, one of the things, of course, we've got a tight budget. So we're really watching, expenditures are expenditures, and you can look at the reports. Expenditures are running pretty much as expected. One of the things that we're really keeping track on is our property taxes is basically, we know what that is coming up. But the one thing that is the sales tax and specifically local use tax. Now the last installment that we get, and that comes about every second month or sometimes it'll be 3 months in a row. But this was the November distribution that we got in January. It was down by over $18,000. Now that doesn't sound like a lot for a lot of different, tax jurisdictions, but for us with a tight budget, it's significant. So the treasurer went and looked and tried to figure out where that money, why was it down? November, it's sales tax. It's before Christmas. What's going on? Well, he called the Department of Revenue, and after going through about 5 different names and 5 different doors, figured out the Department of Revenue was going to be much help. So this sheet here kind of breaks down, because sometimes those income tax breakdowns and the sales tax breakdowns are a little bit opaque for us here, in the at the local level. So this is, it's rather complex on how that all works. And we kid about how it's a black box down in Springfield to figure out how this money is all distributed. But this gives you the breakdown of how the state sales tax is broken down. So we're going to keep on it. I was at a conference in Springfield and had a couple of conversations with some state reps, and we're going to follow up, and hopefully we'll have an answer of why those dollars were significantly down for the month of January. Other than that, that's all I've got, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate it.
Any questions? Any questions for him? Jim? If not, I think Tom Kitson's going to talk to UCCI Monday as well. Tom, on this subject? All right, so hopefully we'll get some information back. So, thank you, Jim. Executive, the minutes are in your agenda. Does anybody have any questions or comments? If none, we'll keep going on. Ms. White's not with us tonight, so we'll go to 911 Board. Mr. Hudson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There is no additional reports to be added, as our next meeting will be March 27th at 3:30 at the ECC 911 building.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Reed's not with us tonight. He had other engagement. So we'll go to Black Hawk Hills Regional Council, Mr. England.
Oh, I forgot I was taking that on. Sorry.
Surprise.
Surprise. Yeah. So I actually joined my first meeting with them last month, and they Black Hawk Hills is in a pretty good spot. They're working on a handful of different programs throughout their multi-county region, and they're going to start working with us as we look through some strategic planning and how we're going to access federal and local grants for different opportunities in the future as well, because that's what they're well versed in. So we're excited about that process and what that's going to look like. So we're going to meet with them here again in the coming weeks, I do believe. But Chairman Olson and I sat down with that team a few weeks ago and really got to know them a little bit more and trying to craft that relationship. So we're excited about that.
They have a lot of programs that we need to investigate whether used, don't you think, Jeremy?
Yeah, that is correct.
All right. Any questions for Jeremy? If not, he indicated he wanted to do Laceda tonight too, because Reed's not here. So Jeremy?
All right. LCIDA, is that what you said? I'm so sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, LCIDA is, doing some great things. They have pretty much, Tom Demmer is getting phone calls left and right for different development areas throughout the county, here at Dixon, as well as our eastern side towards Rochelle. We have a handful of large-scale projects that are in the works, but nothing that we can talk about publicly yet. But hopefully we should have some good news by next month, at least on one of them that we should be able to share. So some big things coming out of the pike. I would think that Lee County in general, I said this earlier in a meeting with Mr. Kitson and Chairman Olson, that I think we're, set for stage for in the next 6 years to have some really good industrial and economic development. And we're going to see some pretty good growth out of that. And we're just trying to plan for the future.
Thank you. Any questions for Jeremy? Thanks, Jeremy. I didn't know if you want to do the rest or you want me to just move this around, but
Whatever you'd like.
we'll do Surma, Mr. Zeman.
Yeah, Jeremy, you want to? No meeting. I think the next meeting is in April. So I'll go to that.
All right. UCCI, Mr. Kitson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our meeting will be Monday. I will be going down and there is some more training going on, but also planning in March. There's a Counties Together Legislative Conference. It's March 19th and 20th. It's at the Abraham Lincoln Presidential Library and Museum. There'll be a legislative briefing and then an afternoon and evening reception. And then Thursday, which happens to be our meeting next month, is a education seminar in the morning. I'm not going to be able to attend it, but if anybody wants to, certainly it's some more good training and opportunities to meet people. And we have a couple things we'll be discussing when we're down there as referencing these. So,
Sure.
any questions? I'm glad to answer them.
Questions or comments for Tom? Thanks, Tom. Illinois Association of County Board Members, Mr. Copine.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The concerns coming out of the IACBM are dealing number one, and which is going to affect all of us, is the state budget. That's the highlights of the area. Deficit, not to mention anything else real good like that. And the other two issues at the lower level are dealing with health department regulations or language dealing with the health end of things, and also the fact that the unions now are starting to enter into the program and asking for their typical increases. So for now, those are the three key areas, and they're going to be of interest and probably the latter. Well, they're all going to be an impact to all of us. So pay attention. That's all I have.
Any questions for Mike? Comments? Thanks, Mike. We'll go to unfinished business. I have no items under unfinished business tonight. New business, though, we have a bunch. I got a resolution for a joint funding agreement for federally funded construction for Perry Road, CIR / HMA section number 23-00356-00-R6. Is there a motion to approve? I'm going to read it one more time. Approve the joint funding agreement resolution for the federally funded construction for the Perry Road CIR / HMA section number 23-00356-00-R6. Ms. Huss moves and Mr. Kitson seconds it. Any discussion on this? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. We're going to go to B. It's a Perry Road Improvement Appropriation Resolution 23-00356-00-R6. Is there a motion to approve Perry Road Improvement Appropriation Resolution 23-00356-00-R6? Mr. Wilson moves and Mr. Friel seconds it. Any discussion? If done, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll go to C, Resolution Joint Funding Agreement for federally funded construction for Brooklyn Road Bridge Replacement, section number 22-00351-00-BR. Is there a motion to approve this joint funding agreement resolution for the federally funded construction for Brooklyn Road Bridge Replacement, section number 22-00-351-00-BR? Ms. Nancy moves. Mr. Pearson seconds it. Any discussion on this one? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Now I got the Brooklyn Road Bridge replacement appropriation resolution. Is there a motion to approve the Brooklyn Road Bridge replacement appropriation resolution 22-00351-00-BR? So I got Mr. Copine moves, Mr. Wilson seconds it. Any discussion on this one? If none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. So now we got a resolution amending the animal control fees and fines. Is there a motion to approve the resolution amending the animal control fees and fines? Mr. Cobain moves, Mr. Frill seconds it. Jack, you gotta wanna speak to this? Is this part of your committee?
No.
All right. I think they're just adjusting the fees, changing them. I think this is part of an ordinance, so I think we have to lay this over, or did we lay this over last month?
No, it's not an ordinance change. It's just a resolution that you guys filed to update the fee schedule that is done on a semi-annual basis.
All right, that's the explanation we've been looking for. So any other discussion or comments? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Another letter F, we got a resolution regarding opposition to Senate Bill 1192. Let's get a motion and a second on the table, then we'll discuss it. Is there a motion to approve the resolution regarding opposition to Senate Bill 1192? Ms. Nancy moves, Mr. Kitson seconds it. Ally, would you like to read this resolution?
Sure. Whereas Senate Bill 1192, introduced on January 24th, 2025 by Senator Adrian Johnson, proposed amendments to the Veterinary Medicine and Surgery Practice Act and the Criminal Code of 2012, including revisions that expand the definition of dangerous animal to encompass species such as serval, caracals, kangaroos, wallabies, and their hybrids, intergrades, crosses. And whereas Senate Bill 1192 employs overly broad and ambiguous terminology, such as hybrid, intergrade, or cross, without clear scientific or legal definitions, potentially misclassifying domesticated animals and creating confusion in enforcement, compliance, and ownership rights. And whereas the bill seeks to restrict the possession, custody, and property rights of individuals by limiting the locations where dangerous animals and primates may be lawfully maintained to federally licensed facilities, veterinary hospitals, or permitted hound running areas, the latter solely for the possession of coyotes, thereby preempting local regulatory authorities. And whereas SB 1192, if enacted, would impose undue burden on the Lee County residents, responsible animal owners, and local businesses by potentially interfering with established practices and local oversight regarding animal management and emergency veterinary care. And whereas the provisions of the bill may inadvertently complicate the roles and responsibilities of animal control officers in the Lee County Sheriff's Department by imposing new restrictions on the handling, seizure, and care of designated dangerous animals, potentially leading to enforcement challenges, increased operational burden, and unintended public safety and economic consequences within our community. And whereas Lee County believes that significant issues of local impact and practical administration should be carefully reviewed and debated at the local level before any statewide mandates are enacted. And whereas SB 1192 is pending legislation and not yet law, thereby providing an opportunity for local governments and community stakeholders to express their opposition and request further review and amendments. Now, therefore, be it resolved that by the members of the Lee County Board, on behalf of the people of Lee County, Illinois, states as follows. 1, the Lee County Board opposes Senate Bill 1192 or any similar legislation that would undermine the county board's local authority over animal ownership and veterinary care. 2, the county board urges Illinois General Assembly to abandon any effort to advance Senate Bill 1192. 3, the county board urges Governor Pritzker to veto Senate Bill 1192 or any similar bill should the General Assembly pass such legislation. 4, the clerk is hereby directed to send copies of this resolution to Governor Pritzker, the legislative leaders of both chambers of the Illinois General Assembly, and the representatives and senators representing this county.
Thank you. Any questions or comments about that? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oh, oppose? Motion carried. Thank you, Ally. I got 3 appointments to approve. Is there a motion to approve the resolution appointing Terry Zink as weed control superintendent? Mr. Wilson moves, Mr. Friel seconds it. Any discussion? If none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oh, opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Is there a motion to approve the appointment of Walter Kent to Maple Grove Drainage District? Mr. Bivens moves, Mr. Copine seconds. Any discussion? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Is there a motion to approve the resolution appointing Amy Palmer to the Lee County Regional Planning Commission? She's going to be an alternate. It doesn't say that here, but she'll be an alternate the way it looks. Is there a motion to approve? Mr. Copine moves, Mr. Pearson seconds it. Any discussion? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. I don't have anything for executive session tonight. So I need a motion to approve the county officers' reports. Mr. Hudson moves, Mr. Kitson seconds. Any discussion? If none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. I need a motion to approve monthly revenue reports, claims paid in vacation, and payroll paid. Do I have a motion for that? I got Mr. Pearson moves and Mr. Friel seconds it. Any discussion? None. Nancy's going to do a roll call on this one.
Okay, I'll start with Friel,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Huss,
Yes.
Kitson,
Yes.
Copine,
Yes.
Naylor,
Yes.
Norberg,
Yes.
Pearson,
Yes.
Rod,
Yes.
Sheline,
Yes.
Scroggstead,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Zeman,
Yes.
Bivens,
Yes.
Book,
Yes.
Dallas,
Yes.
Olson.
Yes. Thank you. We'll go to, I need a motion to approve the board member mileage and per diem. Mr. Hudson moves, Mr. Friel seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. I need a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting. Mr. Wilson moves and Mr. Norberg gets in the books. He seconds it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you, everybody.